has been the manner of applying the resources that are generated. And I don't think there's a proper utilization of the resources. And I also think that there's misplacement of priorities. You may trace it to know...
Misplacement of priority, how?
Yes. Misplacement of priorities in terms of policies. There are things, areas that government ought to pay attention to that will generate. I've just mentioned one to you, that it is not...
It's important that you don't just mention one, because people are listening, and it's on the basis of this that they'll take a decision to vote or not to vote. So the more of this you let us know, the better it will be for.
Sure. Understand that the human capital, see, the biggest resource Lagos has is not oil, it's not manganese, it's not gold. The biggest resource of Lagos is people. And any government that sees the people as a burden certainly doesn't understand its duties. The people are the most important resource in Lagos State. A lot of states in Nigeria are jealous of Lagos because of the people. So the harnessing of this huge human resource, channeling their energies towards creative activities will be one of the fastest ways of generating revenue. I mentioned to you agriculture. Let me tell you, if you do animal husbandry, just 6 months, in neighboring Ogun State, you are likely to provide over 500,000 jobs in less than 6 months. Many of these young people will be there. They will generate food. Sorry, they will produce food. They will generate revenue because, of course, the food will be sold locally and internationally. And then you can also build ancillary industries around the food processing and all that. It's revenue generation. It's not only about taxes. Because when people talk about revenue generation, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, how much taxes do we impose? People are already complaining about the manner of taxation, the tax policies of Lagos. And that's one of the major setbacks of this administration for which people are going to vote against them. The tax policies are not right. The multiple taxation is what people are complaining seriously about. And but more importantly, if you improve on illiteracy, now luckily NEPA has been unbundled. We are looking forward, and we know we'll achieve it, to producing 5,000 megawatts of electricity in the first 1 year. Our first tenure. Now, of course, we're also going to be looking forward to the second tenure after that. We're also looking forward to generating revenue through utilizing the Lagos waterways. Transportation will improve as a result. It will also generate money. There are so many. Lagos is a land of opportunities, especially for the government of Lagos State. But you need to empower the people.
Do you have a blueprint for solving the problem of transportation in Lagos? People moving around. That's a serious problem.
We have a blueprint, but it's not something we're going to reveal now, so that we don't steal ideas. But if the incoming government wants to borrow from us, why not? We'll avoid, because ultimately it's for the upliftment and the welfare of the people of Lagos. That is how.
Victor, I can see that Robert is ready with his programs, and he has them properly articulated. But Robert, I'd like us to talk about the platform on which you're running. APGA used to be a very virile political party. I mean, in the days of late Ikemba. And we know that Peter Obi was governor of Anambra for 8 years with APGA as his party.
And you had Ondo State too.
Exactly. Well, Peter Obi is no longer a member of APGA. He's crossed over to the PDP. And, well, even when Peter Obi was governor, somehow, after Ikemba, APGA didn't manage to produce a presidential candidate. What you guys did was to adopt the ruling party's presidential candidate, and I think you've done that again this year in this election. Tell me something, Robert. Is APGA still together? Is it still as strong as it used to be?
APGA has always been a variable. If it was in the days of Ikemba, perhaps it's not exactly as strong as it was then. Now, there's no denying the fact that there are disagreements within the party. There are, conflicts within, but it's only characteristic of a conglomeration of human beings. And in any association, people disagree. People, when they decide, they sometimes disagree to agree. You know, certainly, you have to realize that every society, every association is a caricature of its leadership. It's a caricature of its leadership. I belong to that political party, and it's a party of my conviction. And I'll continue to pledge my support to that party of conviction. But the exit of P2B is just an individual. He must have his reasons for leaving APGA. He's entitled to exercise his constitutional right of association, as provided under Section 40 of the Constitution. So, but his exit does not mean the death of APGA, certainly. What we are doing in Lagos, we're not at the moment trying to solve all our problems within Lagos State. There are factions. And as a governorship candidate, you'll be shocked to know that all these factions are connected to me. All these factions are determined to see that we achieve our collective objective, which is to produce a governorship produce a governor in Lagos. But in addition to that, you may be interested to know that there are so many other candidates for House of Assembly and I think none for Senate, but for House of Representatives, especially House of Assembly. The essence of this effort is to sensitize our people. And
I'm sure, Robert, you will appreciate why I asked this question, because Peter Obi was governor for 8 years. He left and went to the PDP. There was somebody in Imo who became governor under the APGA platform. He dumped the party shortly after becoming governor, and he's gone to another party now. And you are asking for a vote as an APGA governor of Lagos. Are you not going to dump the party when we vote for you as governor to go to another party, Robert?
Personally, I would like to renew my pledge to the party of my conviction, that I shall continue to fight, irrespective of the reverses of fortunes, until APGA provides the good governance and welfare that people of Nigeria in Lagos and elsewhere are anxiously looking forward to. Why must I retreat? Because some people have, why must I retreat? Because we have lost some battles in a war that will be long and tough. If you remember the Second World War, the forces of Berlin, Rome, and Tokyo Axis did not win that war.
That's right.
In spite of the destruction of Pearl Harbor, the merciless arrest of London, the fall of Singapore, and the conquest of Western Europe. So today, the names of Hitler, Goring and Goebbels, and Benito Mussolini have descended to the limbo of the forgotten by those of humanity. So there are battles in every war. You may lose a battle, but still win the war. Yeah, APGA will survive.
Let me bring it back to Lagos. The banning of Okada, what we know to be Okada on a lot of roads on Lagos. What's your attitude to it? What's your party's attitude to it?
I think it was ill-timed. It seemed to be a vindictive policy.
So it was good. It was just the time it came.
Everywhere in the world, you see, you need to increase the bar and raise the bar, increase standards. You know, it's not something that we should encourage. That it should not be a permanent transmission system in Nigeria. But if the government, as it were, had provided alternatives, don't forget it threw so many people out of jobs. Families lost their means of survival. It was ill-timed.
What time would have been the best to come with this?
If, even at the time it was banned, if alternative means of transport, you see, this fire brigade approach, you know, you want to tackle a problem from the leaves instead of from the roots, you know, it's improper. Now, even at the time Okada was banned, the government should have considered it wise to provide the people providing this transport service, the Okada people, alternative means of, you know, survival, and at the same time provide the people of Lagos generally alternative means of transportation, so that we don't lose both ways. We don't lose both ways. Even as we speak, these same Okada people, Okada service providers, We'll move them up. We know we have a program for them. We'll bring them out of their joblessness and their penury and make them to contribute and earn a living, contribute to the economy of Lagos and earn a living. We have a blueprint for them.
All right, you're listening to Election.